They've got a lot of sustain already from Vici, Witch Doctor, DK. Witch Doctor's a hero that's very strong at being able to deal with offlane heroes that just survive on like a minimal amount of HP. Like usually the Timber is one you'd put up there. Like if you go on the Timber, a lot of time it just survives on like 300 health, and whereas the Witch Doctor Melodic kind of just takes that effect away. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Witch Doctor does provide them. Because I feel like you're very immobile, so the Ember's going to be able to have a very good game. They only have one stun, which is the DK, which is really good against his high mobile heroes that are very reliant on not getting caught, you know, the slippery ones that instant stun with the Dragon Tail. But it kind of depends on how the DK wants to play around. And okay, so you can still put the Morphling mid if I think it's actually Morphling mid. Morphling deals relatively well with the Ember mid, actually. Like, you don't have any kill threat. You can still strength morph up through root. If I'm, the only issue is that it's a Morphling into the Phoenix, and Phoenix is going to go Spirit Vessel. But then when I say that, sorry, it's not like the Morphling's very good against the Phoenix because of the high attack speed. You can waveform in or out to be able to deal with the egg. The only reason I say that is just solely based on the Spirit Vessel. Like, it's not a bad pick at all, or one that I don't favor. It's just solely that I think the Spirit Vessel is going to be a very annoying way for the Morphling to deal with that item in kind of the mid game, depending on how well FY is able to play, or if it's even X Novas on the Phoenix. But I actually think it's going to be a safe lane DK, and they're going to put the Morphling mid against the Ember matchup. So if LGD were wanting the Naga, which is very good with kind of the team fight lineup that they have at the moment, and Vici don't do the greatest with illusions, Morphling's very single target, DK can itemize to deal with illusions, Pango as well if you go Maelstrom. So they're either looking for their 3 or they're 4. Depending on how they think the Pango is going to play. Or you put the DK 3, the Pango 4, and the Morphling 1, and then you do and then the Puck potentially a 2. I feel like the Puck is a lot better as a support, but there's still like a decent chunk of flexibility. The issue is that Vici don't have last pick, so they're going to have to show where their lanes are pretty soon here, and LGD have this ultra last pick to be able to give Chalice a good time. And I like that OD ban. Brought up that Morphling should be able to beat the Ember in the mid lane, so they have to flex the Ember and put him safe. It's also would have been absolutely dumpstered the Abaddon as well. Okay, so I think you want the Abaddon as a 3, right? Very good against the spear. You don't die to disrupt the
5 seconds.
Very also good to be able to dispel off the Spirit Vessel. I think is incredibly important. I don't hate the Abaddon pick, but I feel like you might just get slarked from LGD. Like, it deals well with the Abaddon, really good with the against the Morphling, against the DK. Slark is not very good right now though. Like, that hero feels kind of, his fallen away. I think he's a little bit too slow, and that's a hero that's a lot faster than what the Slark is. There's gonna be Somnus on the Monkey as well. Yeah, I didn't think they were going to put the well, the issue is that Monkey is good against the DK in the safe lane, in the mid lane, I should say. I actually think you do relatively good against the Morphling in the mid lane as well, because Morphling's got very low attack range. I think the matchup's better against the DK though, but we just don't know where the Abaddon's been played. Okay, it'll show now. So it will be that Pango 4. They'll put the Abaddon of 3 here.
5 seconds remaining.
I feel like PSG.LGD have very good team fight. Like, that's the one thing I take a look at their lineup. I'm like, holy shit, look at their team fight. Like, what are Vici going to be able to do? But Vici, the good thing they have is they're very sustainable. You've got a DK, the Witch Doctor Voodoo, like Abaddon with Shield, and your Abaddon's toolkit in general. And then the Morphling's not the easiest to bring down a lot of times as well, depending on, you know, the scenario. So I like the Vici Gaming's lineup in that regard, but I think PSG.LGD, their team fight's too strong. And I think the Glimpse is going to have a lot of value this game. You've got the Ember and Monkey who's going to be able to scout out. Like, Monkey's got incredible mobility. Same with the Ember, so you can kind of enable the Disruptor. They might... I do want to see how the Ember actually matches up versus the Abaddon, though. I think Abaddon has a pretty decent time against this melee here. I have a feeling it's going to be very similar to the Faceless Void matchup versus the Abba, where you just kind of just get right-click down, and it's very difficult to be able to trade. I don't remember Ember's base armor as well. I think it's 2, but I need to double-check that. Yeah, it is 2. Okay. Yeah, so the Abaddon and Pango is going to be a bit annoying to play into in that regard then. Okay, let's see how they do this. Yeah, I'm just intrigued on... Mainly the issue is, I think, in the lanes is the question. Like, the Monkey matchup versus DK is good. If, like, feels like pretty much any melee matchup Monkey King's gonna win, so PSG.LGD should have a favorable matchup in that lane. You've got a Mars Disruptor who seems, you know, pretty strong lane as well, and then Ember Phoenix is my one question. I think the Abaddon's actually gonna have a decent time. You do have a wave, of course, Chels. Does Yang want to go for the slow here? Let's see. It's a little awkward. He will actually pop it, but I feel like they don't have kill threat now. As in, like, because he's too far on the back line. DY didn't level up the cask as well. I like what Old 11 does mid as well. Because they show 3 heroes top, the Mars knows he doesn't have to contest these bounty runes down bot. So either him or FY could have done it. But I think it's super nice in regards to... It's the important thing of you go mid and you always really like a hero who's able to check in this slither of where the tower is in range if someone's there, but if they have vision then they'll get hit. So it's just a really nice way to scout out if there's a ward in the area. It can just kind of win that mid lane. Those minimal things are just so important. We see teams are starting to not put a ward on that side anymore just because a lot of people are coming early and being able to deal with that straight away. But I feel like Dai might have to go super aggressive in this lane. If they play passive, then Yang's just going to eat them up. Like, there's an Orb of Venom on PYW. They shove out the lane though. And it looks like they blocked the small camp as well. So I'm actually intrigued if PYW pulls the wave. If he's going to pull, he'll cut a full wave of experience. He'll probably drag it in between the tier 1, tier 2 tower. So it denies pretty much a full wave away from Ember. But I don't think you really need to. Like, the lane's going into the creep equal even for the Abaddon. You want to try and make sure it doesn't go into tower range though, so you can hold the lane static, which is the important thing. But FY could be in trouble here. They do pick up the level 2s. So it is a lot of damage early. This is another safe lane that the creep equilibrium isn't in their favor. You see Old 11 though, he's tanked up a little bit too much HP, so he has to force the wave under the tower. Who got the... and... I don't know how Dai got their creeps over here actually. But anyway, it looks like Yang should be able to still farm the hard camp as well, which is nice. Oh, I missed a melee creep. Let's see what he misses. Alright, nicely done. It's a big one to get. Ah, love to see it. Chalice snags that with the slide. So now the creep equilibrium looks like it's static back in Dai's favor. So Abaddon still does get a decent chunk out of this though. And PYW as well, experience-wise. So I thought they actually were going to be able to hold that lane very static. I'm not sure how the die creeps got over to the hard camp we weren't watching. But they still haven't de-watered this. Actually, does Xnova? Yeah, okay, Xnova does have a sentry. He still has a little bit of time before he can has to de-water if need be, but PYW is a little weak here. How's this mid lane matchup going? Ori 8-0. Somnus is 12-3. So definitely this is a Monkey King favored matchup. Any mid lane. Oh, a little bit of a misplay there. Is he going to deny? Or he's going to pay a lot of damage to try and go for that range creep. You see, he's tanking up the 3 melees though. So you see, and with the Boundless, won't really be able to, sorry, with the Boundless being on cooldown, won't really be able to utilize the Jingo. So actually really nicely done from Ori. Knew he could go aggressive there, because if Somnus just turns and right clicks, then the 3 melees are just going to be beating onto the monkey. And he's only got 4 armor as well, so that, you know, the constant clicks were kind of enough to force him back there. Again, like I brought up in the first game, I think that the no power runes, at least until 4 minutes, I think is really, really nice. We see kind of not a lot of rotation. This is by far like the best mid lane kind of lane setup we've seen. You know, we used to see like the 2v1s, the 2v2s, the lot of yeah, just the dual lanes felt really, really awkward for that period of time. But now we have this solely one-on-one matchup with maybe a couple rotations here and there. You know, it feels like it's very timing rotations based. By the 4-minute mark, if there's a power rune, you know, when the power runes are up, you see PYW is going to do this. They don't. No one's got a bottle though, so it's not too important. Eddie's still very, very nice in case you find like this kill threat rune. But let's see. Looks like PYW will be able to snag this. Who takes it? Looks like Ori's he's actually gonna help out down here. FY a little bit too far pushed up. We'll be able to get the glimpse back, so at least it drags Ori away. He really wants his kill and experience. Fortunately, DY is going to be the one to claim it. You see in the meantime as well, PYW knew he didn't have to help out there, so he went mid, got a little bit of experience. Put a decent chunk of emphasis on it in the game. One, that teams do a very good job to be able to communicate how many resources are needed across the map. And that's where teams shine, when they recognize that they're able to identify how much damage is needed to find the kill, and if they need X hero and Y hero, and then if Y hero doesn't need to assist, then you go occupy that lane that is free and get a little bit of experience. It's very important for supports. It's the minimal amount of, you probably got 2 creeps worth of experience, but you'll take that in the long run. No, old 11. That's a decent chunk of damage. DY with the 2 points up in the coconut. You'll have to see it there. Is it ever? Yeah, 25 it looks like increase. Also bounces go up by 2. We don't see a whole lot of Witch Doctor. I will say China region is the one of the... Well, I guess China is pretty much the only region I really see. Sometimes Southeast Asia as well, depending. But, so I'm not actually sure if EU or CIS or any of the other regions have been running the Witch Doctor through all the online tournaments that have been going on at the moment. But I have seen the Witch Doctor at least be picked up occasionally for these China teams. LGD were definitely a team that I saw run it a little bit more. I know Xnova was a pretty big fan of this year. Spear's actually off the mark from old 11 here. Unfortunately, we'll end up paying the price. I don't want to stay. It's very early, but old 11 is a very hit or miss hero.
Dire's courier has been killed.
So game 1 he had a really good performance, and then, you know, some games he's got like streaks. Like it feels like 10 minutes he's absolutely dumpstering, and then 10 minutes after he's like struggling. And it's very early to be able to identify this, so I feel like he's gonna have a good game regardless. But I like the dive. Vici Gaming, they set this up with being able to shove out the wave here, and they know Chalice is only level 5 at the moment, so they enable themselves to go for this dive because they have a catapult that they keep alive, and they push the tower in. A very good job. They utilize the creeps to be able to tank up the tower. In the meantime, Eurus had a decent start down bot as well, so he's currently struggling in the solo. You actually see he might end up falling with the waveform. They do get the cleanse back. Oh, FY. The timing there on the disruptor. And the old 11 will be able to snag this kill as well. It is 2 points in the Thunder Strike. Old 11's going to have his combo up, but doesn't really want a Soul Ring to use this, so very nicely done. I was going to say Morphling had a good timing, but we'll see how he can solo down bot, but So they do trade a position 1 for a position 1 here. And it looks like Pango. So they just want to swap up the lane. This is something we see actually quite frequently. Like a support will TP top and just kind of switch up the momentum of the laning stage. Like sometimes it's a little too static, not a lot's happening. So you rotate the 5 to the off lane and you'll try and find a kill. And then sometimes the 4 will then just TP down bot afterwards. Or maybe the position 1 will go jungle depending on the situation of the game. You see PYW was thinking about going bot, but he's still going to play around this top side here. I think they really want to try and... It's the fact that Ori has the level 6 and he's looking to pressure. So Pango wants to be in the vicinity just in case Dire bring their numbers, which they do at the moment. They've got Fi and X Nova to try and help defend the tower. This is a very difficult kill. They do have actually 3 points up in the Primal Spring, but now there's even a TP coming through from Old 11. The Radiant have a ward in the area? They do not, so it's just a Dire vision that's there. So Somnus going for the 3 points in the Primal Spring tells me that he wants to be farming a lot more than actually taking these fights. Jealous. Dodges the coconut, does get the bounce back actually, and now he's silenced up as well. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana. The one isn't going to give him enough for the active remnant, but it looks like the Melodic does not tick him out. Now Somnus with the rotation. VG Gaming, they do have a couple heroes as well with the Pangolier double damager, and they're finding it a little difficult to be able to control. Looks like, who's this? It looks like it will be the Abaddon. TP'd back to the tier 1 tower here, so now with the shield. Won't be able to use this a little bit too early, so it doesn't dispel off the bound the strike stun. So DY will pay the price. Somnus has got one more Jingu stack as well. See if they want to get aggressive on PYW. They actually might be able to find the kill, but the Swashbuckle is off cooldown. And a lot of space for the Morphling. They had to rotate the sports up top, so Eurus is going solo up against the Mars here. Very nicely done. I wonder if he goes Morbid Mask next item. I still think the Morphling is a hero that I'd love to see actually LGD potentially rotate bot. I think with when the level 6s come from the supports, what are the timings? FI's 5 is getting experience. X Nova is about to hit 5 as well. He's got a Ring of Tarask. Okay. He's gonna Holy Lock it? I've not seen a Phoenix or Holy Lock it. I really thought he was going to Spirit Vessel this game to deal with the Morphling. Maybe you're not just because they have an Abaddon and it feels like it's going to be a wasted item then. But if you go Holy Lock it, don't you just max out your... Wait, I gotta see this. Boundary engagement here, Ori. It's gonna show off. The Sunray might be enough to keep them alive. Your Yang's relatively tanky with the ultimate. He's still gonna try and play aggressive with the Gloom's back. However, PYW will not be able to disengage away from the Ember Spirit. But now, I mean, LGD, they've got 4 heroes. Do they want to continue man fighting? DK and Abaddon are probably not the heroes you want to go up into. That's the only issue at the moment. Looks like Chalice will be able to use that Remnant to be able to disengage here. But Vici is still going to be able to try and put a little bit of pressure on the tower. DK has this ultimate, and the catapult wave is going to connect as well. So that Diaglyph, yeah, I think they're probably gonna lose the tower unless they get the rotations coming through fast enough. Old 11's gonna try and attempt this. Radiant don't have vision as well, so PYW, he's diving very deep. X Nova has to commit the dive, but it looks like still PYW is gonna have the follow-ups. The Pango finds a kill, but now it looks like Ori's gonna be in a little bit of trouble here. Tries to find the tower before he dies, but a quick spear to cancel this, and LGD. They'll find 2. They just lose the Phoenix there as well. They also kill the Abaddon, who got kited away from this. So they do leave Eurus solo, who is trying to put a little bit of pressure onto the tower. I like this instantly. You're going to rotate Somnus down bot. Force the Morphling out of lane. Morphling does not have Morbid Mask. You're still going to be able to play relatively well in the jungle because you've got maxed out attribute shift, so you can go up and down from full agi. If you go down to full agi and then up a little bit with strength, you're going to have about 300 HP, so you can always play around this. You see at the moment with what he is. So he's still going to do fine. He just will never be kind of that max health. So the Morbid Mask is nice in that regards if you're worried about any rotations. But where'd the monkey go? So Somnus just yeeted out a bot. Okay. He does have the maxed out Primal Spring. So really going to try and utilize this to farm. Try and find that first item. We see this a lot. It's that the Monkey King's very good in the lane, but if you it feels like if you don't do well out of the laning stage, then you can kind of just hit like a wall. You can plateau. I guess I should say. Old 11 might be fast enough with the phase, or can he get in range for the Dragon Tail? Looks like he can, and with the PYW rolling Thunder, we'll be able to secure the kill. Gets through the Slither as well, just in case. Thought he was actually going to go on F5, but they didn't have any follow-up, and in the meantime Yang will end up dropping as well. So it's position 3 for position 3 here across the map. Looks like the moment, I mean, Vichi's still the ones to try and their lineup wants to make a lot of space for Eurus. You see how they've been playing. Nice chains. They get the Static Storm drag back as well. The DK's not an easy kill. They're going to have to commit heavily to try and find Ori here with the egg drop. Do they have the right clicks to be able to bring down the egg? How with balance strike protection flying through from Somnus. They committed a waveform. Eurus will be able to clean up the Phoenix egg inside the river. Now he's able to get the replicate as well. Chains onto 2. It's a very short duration. Only level 1 at the moment. Nice rotation from Eurus. That is the first time we've seen him actually join up. He's been utilizing all the space that Radiant have been making. I was just pretty much saying this, that Eurus hasn't kind of shown up to one engagement. That was the first one he comes up to. Deals with the Phoenix egg. That was I thought that balance strike may have been enough to get it off, but Pango did a really good job at just getting onto that egg straight away. Even though it didn't bring it down, it was kind of the morphling in the end. But those 2 clicks potentially could have been that deciding factor. They are going to smoke up on Vici, so the 2 supports, very high kill threat, linking up with the Abaddon as well. But it looks like they're going to try and hold this FY. It does have 3 points up in the Glimpse. DY chucks up the cast. They need to be able to cancel the ultimate with the Glimpse. They will be successful, but it looks like still Yang stuck out in the arena will be able to output enough damage. The Mars does drop. So when you have to use the Glimpse kind of defensively like that to cancel the Death Ward, it really feels bad as its disruptor. Like, I thought LGD might be able to find a lot of pickoffs with the Glimpse we see at the moment. Should be a pick off for them. Chalice is actually going Spirit Vessel. Is DY even going to tick out? I don't think he will. Ember's going to have to commit very heavily. There are no rotations coming through. He needs to find the snipe, but the lucky shot's preventing him. Wow. Actually keep him alive there. So, alright, what will we remember? Actually, have we got a chance? Down bot, Static Storm. It's going to be a TP come through. Yang. Eurus is going to be careful because Old 11 doesn't have the ultimate. The shield might be enough to be able to protect him, those peers in. Up against the tower, they do have the ultimate coming through from Somnus as well, but it looks like the waveform. Eurus, he does have that range, so makes it out into the tree line. This is going to leave mid free as well. I love what Vici doing. Straight away, they beeline to mid. They're not going to force enough reactions down bot, which could have prevented them from taking this tower. But, alright, surely we got an opportunity.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Amplifies heals you provide. How much? 35%. 2500. It did get nerfed, right? Yeah, it was 2800 beforehand. I don't know how. I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna put anything out there because I'm yet to see it. Once again, Glimpse gets rid of the Death Ward, but Somnus is still gonna end up dying. I'm not gonna say anything about it. I mean, I haven't seen the item on the Phoenix. It does feel a little wonky, but we'll see how Xnova is going to be able to play this one out in the end. It looks, I mean, Radiant going to have a whole lot of sustain. Maybe they just want a little bit of their own here. Even then, we'll see what it does happen as the game tries to continue on, but they really need to utilize this Glimpse. They haven't been able to find enough kills with it so far, and you know, they're going to try and catch out DY, who is getting a D ward, but at the moment Ember just doesn't have the damage. I mean, going for the Spirit Vessel now, he's going to be careful. Actually goes for the Remnant up on the high ground here, so Ori might be able to catch him out, but the Rolling Thunder, however, in the back line. Old 11 playing around with PYW here. Ember's still going to be careful. They drop the arena and closes onto 2 with the Static Storm and combined as well. This is going to be a beautiful fight for LGD. They'll clean up 2 heroes on Vici, and there's the Glimpse back we've been waiting for. Morphling caught out. They do have to bound the strike. It's a little bit off timing though. Was able to get the strength walled out fast enough. Now the Ember control has 2 remnants to play around with as well. The Cheese once again clips onto 2, and now Old 11 with the Sunfall. Ori, he's caught inside the river. Somnus actually jumps on the high ground there. Now Morphling. Oh, they're gonna have a buyback coming through from the Ember. It looks like Chalice wants to rejoin them here. Eurus, he committed with the waveform, so he's gonna be in trouble here. He's utilized all the strength morph, and now if they can chain lock him down perfectly before he can get the disengage, a quick waveform out, but still, here comes the fall from Chalice. An active remnant closes the distance. They get the vision as well to glimpse back. Oi, Radiant, they are respawning though. They're gonna be careful how far they commit to the fight with the Wukong's drop. Yang's gonna try and help, but won't be successful. PYW sniping the backline on top of the Mars here, but Yang pops the ultimate, still trying to man fight here. They have the bonus armor for the Monkey King, but they're gonna be careful. Chalice did buy back for this engagement, so the Ember really wants to disengage here. Monkey King pays the price. He's gonna end up falling, but it looks like PYW still wants to chase for more. They've got the ward on the high ground, granting the vision, and X-Nova will pay the price here. 3 dead from PSG.LGD. Chalice has only got 1 remnant to play around with as well. They'll get a coconut. Can they get any more bounces? However, it looks like they cannot. Chalice will hold his life. That was a lot forced from LGD, however. I mean, this Spirit Vessel is... it's coming so late now. I mean, that engagement, it looked beautiful. Arena, Static Storm, Egg. They killed the Pango. I believe the Abaddon as well. They continued to chase. I thought they could have honestly chased as well. I mean, it felt like they were in a position, but they used all their ultimates to only find those 2 kills. And Vici, they peeled the fight back far enough to make it on the high ground. They survived for a long time, and this is the thing about the Vici lineup, is that you got a DK who's tanky, you have a Witch Doctor who only actually has 1 point in Voodoo, but still it's a lot of HP regen. You also pair that up with the Abaddon. Like, these heroes aren't easy to bring down, but once again, the boundless Static Storm onto 2. The kinetic field doesn't fully overlap the Static Storm, however, they're even going to be able to drop the Egg as well, but it looks like Eurus with the rotation waveform directly on top of it. It's a 1-for-1 with a support trade, but it looks like FY is going to end up joining Phoenix in the afterlife. Vici might have to dive a little bit deep under the tower here. Chalice is going to try and help out. He will have the Monkey King to join in this engagement with the boundless strike onto 2, but it looks like down bot, there actually is an engagement going on, so they're not going to have the offlane to be able to help out. Morphling trying to man fight. The waveform is available. Actually going to end up turning onto the Monkey King. He's got some Jinku stacks. Somers needs to turn him right click, but he's not. He tries to run away instead. So Eurus is able to utilize this and find the last little chunk of damage to secure the kill. He does get his TP cancelled though, and finally Mars will be able to show up to this. So gets in a position where he's able to TP away from the Dragon Knight, and now without any mana, he's got the Ghost Scepter's going to give him a little bit of protection. They do have the outpost as well from Radiant. They're going to try and help out Eurus fast enough. Once again, the Glimpse used to cancel off the Death Ward, so they don't have any catch potential. DY could still be in trouble. Doesn't move too fast at all. He's going to try and hide out in the small camp, but that just will not work. DY will end up dropping. So the DK, yeah, I thought that was going to happen. I saw on the map when that fight was occurring, it was actually the Mars and the Dragon Knight that were going toe-to-toe. I thought it was the Abaddon. So it looked like, I'm going to presume DK tried to TP maybe to the T1 tower, or he tried to TP top, and the Mars broke the TP, and then he got in a spot where he was able to finally join them. There's been on some long ass engagements, and we're going to see some more as well as the Disruptor does end up dropping, maybe going on a bit of a warding expedition there. PYW still wants to chase though. Order 11 doesn't have the ultimate. They do have the outpost control and very good vision. They're going to walk into a choke point. Vici, they do have to be careful here. If the arena was up, I feel like LGD could take this engagement right now. But Vici are well aware of how sustainable they are and how tanky they are. Okay, so Eurus is actually behind the Monkey King. It looks like we got a little bit of break. I mean, we've had some head-on engagements at the moment. We might actually not be done just yet. Ori's in trouble here. They don't have a tier 1 tower, so there won't be any rotations. He does have the Witch Doctor on the backline, but they're going to pin him further towards the eastern side, away from DY. Won't be able to help out fast enough. They even find the Boundless Strike onto the Witch Doctor as well. They're going to try and turn Melodic. Once again, the Glimpse used to be able to cancel this, and DY tries to help out his position too, but unfortunately, he'll end up joining him in the grave. FI has actually just been using the Glimpse to cancel the Death Ward. I put a lot of emphasis on this, that I thought they were going to be able to get a lot more pickoffs with it, but it feels like, I mean, you may as well use it. Like, if no one's going to show up, they didn't have any vision on the backline, so they weren't aware, but they knew that in particular the Witch Doctor is a very immobile hero, so you're going to be able to chase him down anyway. So Another nice little engagement for them. We're seeing we're seeing like these full kind of blown out team fights that are just going on for such a long period of time. And so I'm just actually going Radiance. So this tells me that Dire feel like they're lacking damage, him going Radiance, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Remnant Chalice has the Spirit Vessel straight on top of the Witch Doctor here. They won't have the control to be able to deal with the Ember. Looks like with one more slight we'll be able to secure the kill. Very nicely done. This I mean, Chalice has been looking for the Spirit Vessel for a long time now, so the fact that he has it, it looks like Dire kind of looking to play around this. Honestly, Radiant keep forcing movements around this top outpost. This is a great spot for LGD to fight. You see they have the vision control at the moment, and they're just going to Remnant aggressively once again. Yang always holding onto that shield in case someone does get chained up. They're going to drag him back over with the Static Storm drop. He's able to get the ultimate off. Very nice use of the Spirit as well. Drags away the Abaddon's. A lot of protection for the Morphling here. Yuri's going to end up falling. The Spirit Vessel just way too much to deal with. And even the roll on top of the Wukong Command as well. PYW gets shredded by the Monkey King Illusions, but they're on a hot pursuit for some more. Who can they catch? However, Chalice commits the double Remnant. Has a chance to be able to lock multiple heroes down. They're even going to commit the egg as well. Radiant, I don't think they're going to be able to deal with this. Unfortunately, the kinetic field just so much catch potential. Vici Gaming just getting chased back one by another. DY's even gonna try and help out, maybe with a Death Ward. Might find X Nova here. Is the Maledict enough to tick him out? We'll keep an attention on that. X Nova, yeah, we'll end up dropping there. They actually might not be done. FY? Glimpse is available. They get the vision now with the drag back. Yang ultimate's going to be up in 5 seconds, but they should kill him fast enough. Can they with the Jinku? They can. Somnus, triple kill for him. That's right before the Radiance as well. So Dire, they take a massive engagement before they get this big item on the Monkey King. And Somnus just goes ham. Oh, you're... Wow. If he actually got clipped there, I wonder if they dive him. Well, they might die. Pain goes. Swashbuckle's on cooldown. They're well aware of this. Yuri's with the shotgun. Melts through the disruptor. They're going to be careful. They still don't have the Radiance though. He's able to get the Strength Wolf coming through. However, they have the T1 tower to TP2 as well. PYW with the Rolling Thunder. Is enough space to be able to give the Morphling enough protection for the waveform away? It looks like it is. Radiant, they've got to disengage. However, Dire do have very nice chase potential, especially with the Ember. Hold 11. Nice. That wasn't actually his Iron Branch. That could have been a really cute Iron Branch play, but it looks like now instead he's gonna have to Oh, what? The tree? How did he not get pinned? Alright, and now Abaddon shields on cooldown. Still gonna get stunned up. Mars will get bursted down by Yuristo. This shotgun paying big dividends this fight. Melted through one of the supports, another Mars as well. And when I meant my Iron Branch, sorry, I meant the Ironwood tree. Yeah, we see the cute plays that Timber can kind of have where you drop the tree and you chain. It could be kind of cool on the Mars as well. Drop the tree and then spear them into it. If you're in kind of that awkward positioning. I actually have not seen that. We see a lot of Timbers that they usually request to have this item, but now Pango does have the Swashbuckle, but I don't think they should still be able to catch him anyway. Dire really utilizing the high mobility they have with the Ember and the Monkey. Like you see, 28 kills. They're literally just going back at Vici Gaming. They are not done. A glimpse back. Yang, he doesn't have the team right now. Look at the damage coming through with the Spirit Vessel. They're not even going to use it just yet. They know he can dispel it off. So instead, they're just utilizing the Sun Ray with that percent damage. Now we're really starting to feel the glimpse. This is what I thought we were going to see throughout the early stages of the game, but now we're seeing the high mobility come through from the Monkey King. You know, he has this level 15 talent. Chalice is really just constantly putting the pressure on Radiant. I love how Dire are playing right now. Full, head full of steam, just running at Vici. Looks like they're not even done. DY is going to be another target here. This might, I was going to say, might be a little deep on the higher ground, but looks like it's not gonna matter here. The issue is that Dire have been kind of taking all these engagements, but it's 26 minutes into... Guys, it's 26 minutes into the game. Holy crap. It honestly feels like it's only like 13. We do have a lot of kills though, 49. But the issue is, here comes PYW. They're all grouped up inside the pit. Look at the Rolling Thunder. PYW just scouts out. He actually doesn't roll back in or clip against the Roche Pit wall. So now the ult is on cooldown. And I'd favor Dire in a Roche Pit fight here. So I'm surprised Vici are actually trying to take this engagement. The issue is that you don't want to go on top of Yang. He's going to try and scout out, force a lot of abilities to start the fight. Yang's doing a really good job. You just got to make sure you... Oh, even FY's got spider legs as well. That's super nice. Yeah, for his catch potentially. Even you might give it to like the Monkey King potentially, but... I'm actually kind of surprised Dire aren't forcing Roche. They don't have the greatest lineup. So maybe they don't want to force this engagement, but they have all the ultimates available. Straight Radiant have to get a lane shoved out. Bot's pushed in, mid's kind of even at the moment. Top's about to get shoved in from Chalice. And Dire threatened to go Roche. With this teamfight lineup, you see Dire the ones wanting to take these engagements. Even though Morphling has the E-Blade, it still feels like he's not content with fighting at the moment. Like he's not at that timing he wants to be, which is I think very important, which is why we keep seeing PSG.LGD just constantly going head full of steam at Vici. Hopefully that clap wasn't too loud. Where's the vision actually from Dire? They don't have a whole lot. Where's Xnova? They got one ward actually. I want to check where's all their vision. Yeah, they're out of stock here. They could be in trouble with the spear back. They'll find the Abaddon. It's pretty close to the tier 2 tower. Somnus has a double damage rune though, so Yang has to pop the ultimate early, but now the arena closes onto 2 here. They're going to be able to get the drag back onto the Abaddon as well. Attempts for a TPR. Looks like he will be successful actually. With the Pangoli rolling Thunder gives him enough protection to be able to get that full TP to disengage. They just lose the Witch Doctor, but still they're going to be careful. It's a lot of percent damage. The Dragon Knight with the Spirit Vessel down to half HP now. They're able to get the Dragon Tail out, stops the Wukong's command. Chalice is just making so much chaos on top of the backline here, but they're able to get the Replicate. The chains, can they burst him down? However, finally with the Remnant to disengage, they can bait the high ground, but Radiant do have very nice vision in the area. A Static Storm drops into 2. The Morphling, they need to close on top of him straight away with the speed. They're going to be able to break him down. Monkey will get stunned up, but it's not going to matter. Beautiful fight for LGD. They're able to get the turnaround in the choke point here. Monkey almost might fall, but it looks like with the Holy Rocket helping out with the heals is enough to keep him alive. He's got the bonus armor coming through for the Wukongs as well. Somnus survives on a slither of HP. Oh my lord, Radiant, they had the vision on the high ground, but LGD have the team fight. They double back, Static Storm onto 2. They just fully commit onto the Morphling. As soon as they see this hero got control without getting the Strength Morph out, they have to just jump him, and that's what LGD do. Very nicely played. And I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think if Xnova doesn't have the Holy Locket, I think Monkey King dies there. I'm not gonna say it's now a core item. Do I? What are you doing here, brother? Could be in trouble. They still have the tier 1 tower, actually. I know. Somnus. Just trying to scout out a little bit here. Roche ruins are falling, so Dire are gonna be able to claim this. Oh, the bounty! Xnova gets it. Alright. Is anyone bot? No one's bot. Okay. Such a weird... it's such a weird item. We don't really see Holy Locket a lot. When it did get buffed, the recipe getting reduced by 300, I'm like, okay, we actually might see Holy Locket. Like, there might be a couple games where Holy Locket gets picked up, but it just still feels like it's not an item people are putting enough prioritization on, which I think it's worth it though. Like it's not very good, which is why we're not seeing it a whole lot. Monkey King is a big target to be able to bring down. They'll deal with the first life. Static Storm doesn't clip onto anyone. I feel like Dire, do they want to take the fight here? They've dropped a lot of things. Ulti's here, now the Monkey King control. They're able to get the chains off with the burst coming through from the shotgun. It's a pretty decent egg up to the northern side, but it looks like there's no more follow-up protection, so I'm surprised LGD actually committed for that. I guess Monkey didn't have the BKB though, so couldn't really get out once the ages... Never refuse go. Once he respawned. I think he has to go BKB on the Monkey. I'm kind of surprised he does not. He's going bad to Vex. Mad to Radiance, I understand. What are you getting rid of? Damage reduction, silence, lucky shot, F5. Nice use. Should be enough to be able to... Oh, actually, is it? Eurus gonna even commit here. They get the double glimpse back. Keep play from Eurus. Very nicely done there. Instead of trying to burst him down, which could have been hit or miss, he'll just get the guaranteed kill with dragging him back. And now, I mean, actually, Vici Gaming, they're the ones that kind of get a little bit of drag back in the net worth department. That's now a fluctuating from 5 to 6,000 net worth lead for PSG.LGD, but you know, that bottom fight with them being able to take objectives. Still, my big issue with the Dire lineup is they are not taking towers. They have the kill advantage, but where is the objectives coming through? Yes, you've been able to find Roshan, but in even these engagements, it's not like they're taking the fights on their side of the map, but they just don't have the team to be able to hit objectives. Like, Ember's not someone to hit towers. The Monkey King isn't the greatest. Late game, I think Monkey's actually pretty decent because you drop Wukong command, and then the enemy team just can't run into that ulti. But it feels like Dire have a lineup where like Ember's going to try and create like a lot of chaos in the backline, go on these supports. They don't have the greatest way to lock him down, especially with Flame Guard. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage. What is he actually going for? He's going to go Solar Crest, so just wants to kind of amplify the Monkey King. He does have that BKB queued up as well, but we'll take a look mid though. Chalice will be fine, okay.
Dire's top tower.
I don't think they kill him because he's got Flame Guard up. Looks like he saw Auto 11 as well. Yeah, I was going to say that's probably a difficult kill because of Flame Guard. How much absorption is it like 550 level? Is it maxed out? 850. He did go the talent though. So yeah, 550. What's the 25? It is pretty good absorption game though for it. He's gonna go Lincoln's, okay. So Solar Crest was just like I actually wouldn't mind it in the regard to you just want to amplify your monkey, but I feel like Chalice kind of needs to play more like a 2 this like actually needs to output damage. Which the Lincoln's isn't really going to give you damage, but it's a lot more survivability and can allow you to play aggressive. Like the one thing he's worried about, like Radiant have its single target. It's the DK, it's the Witch Doctor, so it's nice as well. Like you're going to be able to put in on someone who is sieging potentially, but at the moment I really think I'm struggling to see how Vici take these team fights into LGD's lineup unless they're playing on the high ground and they have the vision advantage and they can just kind of pick off one of the supports. I think these supports are important because the disruptor and the Phoenix is just what's going to cut out the fight. The Egg, the Static Storm, Auto 11. The Abaddon's not the hero you want to go on. They're on the backline, but they don't. If you want to take the fight, it feels really awkward with how it's actually currently started. So Vessel out on top of the Mars here, on the backline. Here goes Chalice straight on top of the Witch Doctor here. They will get the balance track on top of a couple, but PYW creating so much chaos with the Rolling Thunder at the moment. The Wukong's dropped, however, Monkey still doesn't have the BKB, however. Still Ember trying to deal with the backline supports here, but Monkey's taking way too much damage here. They'll use the Egg, but is enough? They got the protection. Instead, they forced the hero to deal with the Monkey, keeping up with the Static Storm drop. Morphin's gonna get caught out here. 2 for 2 so far, but I feel like Freddy can still take the fight. They're very sustainable. Or they've got the Spirit Vessel, but is it going to be enough to be able to bring him down? However, X-Nova's in trouble. We'll try and get him away. The dive's still on cooldown, actually, so it looks like he will end up falling, and the next target will be the Disruptor. FI has a TP, but he will not be able to get this out fast enough. Oh, actually? It looks like they're just going to leave him. A very awkward fight. I mean, Abaddon's not a hero you go on. Like that is almost, I'd say, flawless positioning, honestly, from Yang. You see that LGD smoke up, Mars on the front line trying to find the initiation. You run into the Abaddon, you've got to leave from there. You cannot go in. That's what happens if you do that. And even though I'd say Radiant don't have good team fight, Chalice took so long to kill the Witch Doctor. DY has Bracer, Glimmer, Treads, and Wand. 1500 HP with Strength Treads. Glimmer Cape as well. I don't think he has Dust. I'm not sure if he had Dust beforehand, because he took a very long time to kill the Witch Doctor. So the Ember kind of got taken out of that fight, and then the Rolling Thunder split the middle and made it very awkward for LGD to do anything. Yes, they killed the Morphling, but it felt like in the end they didn't get this trade. Like the Monkey King BKB is very slow. He's going for a next item, but even though he's still top of the net worth, like sometimes he's getting a lot of farm right now. But I feel like LGD might have to slow the pace of the game. Like you need BKB before the next Roche fight. He should be able to get really close to with Radiant's Manta, but it's just, it feels like whenever you have all your ultimates up, you're like, all right, guys, you know, this is time. We got ultis, we're very strong, we have a power spike. Let's make a movement across the map. But there's sometimes where I think you do need to slow down. And sometimes where I think if you see an Abaddon, you can't go on him. Because you didn't have any vision of the backline. You didn't know who was behind the Abaddon, what's going to happen there. And if Yang gets Lotus Orb as well, they're going to struggle. Lotus actually interesting. What is FY going? Okay. Okay. Now this item is, could actually just take over fights. There's a BKB on Morphling, who I think... What happened with that? Because I know Morphling died through the Static Storm. Did he BKB beforehand? You see, FI is just trying to get the Ags here. Oh, no, he'll be fine. So he's gonna have that fast enough. DK's gonna blink now too. We'll take a look actually, see what items we got picked up here. In the meantime, actually top, who do we find here? Will be the Pangolius, a nice little pick off for LGD.
It was possible.
They don't have to commit any ultimates to find the kill, maybe a couple of remnants, and looks like Ember's actually gonna go Octarine. We don't really see Octarine too much actually. Feels like Ember's kind of the only hero that really goes for it. It is actually pretty nice with the eyes. Feels like we saw Octarine a lot when it kind of got picked out. I don't think Octarine has been touched too much, right? Through a lot of patches. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it has. Radiant. They still this tower actually has to die. Old 11. Uh-oh. Scan connects. They're gonna be able to scout him out here. Can he get the blink away in Ori? Nice positioning on the backline. He's going to be able to reel his own blink as well. So it looks like Mars is going to get killed. Dire instantly shove out the lanes. They'll get mid in, they'll get bot in. So this tower is, I mean, again, I want to put emphasis on LGD have 38 kills. They have 2 towers, guys. 2 towers compared to the 4. They are struggling with map control. You take a look at the vision right now from Radiant. In a really good spot. They don't, this is not where Radiant wants to be. They're trying to hold the river line so Dire don't get aggressive because they're making movements. We are trying to find these glimpse pickoffs. I'm kind of surprised they don't have a wall kind of inside the Dire jungle to utilize that space for farm, because a lot of time Radiant controls like this side of the map. That was a very bad circle, and Dire kind of like this. But I'd say probably this is that farming spot for Radiant and Dire. It's kind of like how far I'd push up, at least. There's a Lotus on Pango as well. Is Yang still going? Yang's gonna go Ags, okay. Is it still the same? Yeah, it's still the Miscoil, okay. The issue with the T1 tower top, though, is that it's a TP point for Roche. I think Dire might force it just because of the ultimates, but the issue is they don't do it very fast. Like, Ember's not the greatest tower, so Roche taker. They don't have any minus armor. I don't believe. Yeah, he didn't go that solar crest. So the fact that this TP point has been very, very important for VG Gaming to be able to take these fights. And you see kind of LGD right now. Looks like they are just playing a little bit more passive until Roche. Almost a BKB from Somnus, which we said had to come through before that BKB fight, or LGD were going to be in trouble. The Ags is also picked up from Disruptor. I believe there was another item that just got delivered, but I think it might have been the Lotus Orb even then. So at the moment, you know, it just both teams stalling out. They know how important that next Roche is. I believe it's a 3rd Roche as well. Actually, is it? I cannot remember now. We'll find out pretty shortly. Let's take a look. No, it's just 2nd Roche. Again, you can't go on Yang. This is not a hero you want to go on. He's like every day, go on me, brothers. I don't give a damn. I got support on the back line. He's unkillable, I'd say. They're going to smoke up. Radiant, they're on the high ground. They do not have the Pangolier. PYW is going to try and get in range. Okay, so they do know Roche is up. Somnus is going to be able to scout them out, but in the backline, DY Glimmercape instantly tries to get the dust for the detection. They will be able to scout him. Yang's off to the eastern side, so he won't be able to get the protection out fast enough. And now this is where you might be able to find Yang. The Witch Doctor's dead. The team is in disarray at the moment with the positioning. So gonna try and force maybe even a buyback from the Witch Doctor, potentially just slow sieging down the Abaddon. Can he get the shield up fast enough? He's still got the ultimate, the static. Oh, the BKB! It's fast enough from use before the Aghanim able to come through. The shot though ends up falling, and a PYW with a roll forward. Witch Doctor is gonna force a buyback here, but they need a chain lock down the Ember Spirit. That's the important target. PYW a little bit too slow on the bounce back. He might find a follow-up though. Nice prediction with the Rolling Thunder. Looks like Chalice is fine though. That, alright, very nicely done. They tried on the Abaddon, it didn't work. Eurus just got the BKB off fast enough. That was almost instant. How long until old 11? Blink forward, speeds off the mark. PYW trapped in Ori. Give him the Lotus Orb, but he's still got the BKB, so Ori's going to be protected. Eurus is going to try and deal with the backline. Same with Chalice, straight on top of DY. Able to get the Death Ward out. Chalice is taking a decent chunk of damage here. He's got to be careful with the egg on the high gun as well. Ember's going to try and join back up to this just in case they do get aggressive here. FI's up in 25 seconds. I think they just need a delay Roche. Witch Doctor, that is a dieback for you. Disruptor's going to have the ultimate when he does respawn. So very nicely done. They force out the egg and the arena. That's about it. Ember's going to try and get the remnants back up. It does also hit the 25. So with that minus 16 remnant charge restore time. Looks like Ori and Eurus closing the distance as well to their own 25. I wonder what if the DK probably goes the Dragon Tail stun? I'd imagine. Monkey's got his own 8. Went for the Wukong's ring. We don't really see the 100 plus armor. I don't think I've actually ever seen that 100 armor. There might be like a situational game where the enemy team is just literally like full physical damage and you just need that armor. But I feel like it's still like you get 24 bonus from it, which is a lot in itself. Like 100 seems like it's maybe an overkill. Please don't try and Yang. I don't think they kill him. He's right, yeah, again, right next to a tower as well. They can sweep, drag him back. They don't have the kinetic field. They're just trying to force a fight here. Their ultimate's about to come off cooldown. Egg in 15 seconds, slowly just chipping down Yang, seeing if Vici Gaming force something out of this. Top needs to get dealt with though. Bot needs to get shoved in it as well from the Dire side. We get an opportunity. There's a couple of tier 4 items. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've not seen a 40 plus minute game in a long time. I think games are slowly going to go at these later stages. You see the win probability pretty even at the moment, but I think the times is going to go up now with the change to the gold that you're able to accumulate. They're going to smoke up there. No, the lanes are in a good spot, and that Dire have to kind of deal with these with the lanes currently. Nice done. Like I said, Monkey's got the illusionist cape, it looks like.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is really important though. They need to have the trigger on bot, because I feel like Radiant in the lineup, that's still, they don't have the greatest Roche fight, but actually being able to take Roche, I'd favor Radiant's lineup just because they're going to have a lot better damage. Like Amber's kind of gone for this Octarine Ags, more fighting than flat damage. So always need to have this trigger on the bottom side. There's a Pango Blink now as well, so they're gonna have multiple ways to be able to start the fight. Oh, Morphling could be in trouble here. Fire, can he lay down the ultimate fast enough? It looks like he can. Somnus pops the ultimate with the BKB protection. They're going to be able to blow up the Morphling. He doesn't have a buyback as well. Now the Dragon Knight stuck here. The egg is well protected by the arena. So Radiant, they're just going to full disengage here. I don't think they're going to be able to help out the cause that's stuck in the massive Wukong's command. Ori, he's trying to man-fight here. He's incredibly tanky. They'll drop the Death Wall, but a straight gleams back for FI. He's going to be able to counter out the ultimate. DK's going to force his own buyback here. PYW with the Rolling Thunder. But are they weak enough to find the kills? Actually, the stun up. Monkey control. DY, though, will pay the price. Now here comes a follow-up. PYW has the blink available. Looks like should be able to disengage. Oh, he has a ward. I'm surprised he didn't actually try and get vision there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Very nicely done. We see the value on yours. If you glimpse someone back and drop Static Storm, they can always BKB, but if you yields them up, you can preemptively drop the Static Storm. DK, that was a beautiful attempt from Ori. He tried to blink in and stun up the Disruptor to mess up the Static Storm, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too late. FI was able to get the ultimate out fast enough. They secure that fight. They'll secure with the second Roche. The second T2 will also fall as well. LGD. Very good job throughout that team fight. You do see they are very much struggling in damage. Like, they are not killing Dragonite. They are not killing Abaddon. These guys are so goddamn tanky. And it looks like DK is going to go for a Rapier. A Rapier. Interesting. Okay. We'll take a look at the tier 4 items while we get a chance. This is an item that has to be backpacked. This is the one thing I'll harp on. Usually I don't talk too much on neutral items, but that is the one thing I have to harp on. I think Shovel and Leveler and even Greater Fairy Fire, if they are not backpacked, they blow my mind. If you win a fight, like, don't take objectives well already. You know, Monkey King has enough items to be decent at it. But if you win a team fight and have the base race, but you don't have the Leveler in your inventory or in your backpack at least,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
what about Radiant? What do they got?
Dire's bottom tower.
Level is on the DK. He's actually has it equipped though instead. Bot's gonna get shoved in. Ember will be able to deal with this, so can TP back to help out the team. 5100 gold in the bank. They do have a lot of gold currently just sitting around and waiting. The glimpse back, I believe, no. I don't know who, I think it was on PYW, but it doesn't send him back to a different lane. So Vici Gaming, they're gonna have everyone back inside the base. Do we have a gem? No gem at the moment. We're 46 minutes in and we do not see a gem. I imagine one of the teams are going to try and pick it up relatively soon. What's the gold situation looking like? It looks like the supports have enough. It's even a BKB on the Abaddon. So even Yang's been able to get a decent chunk of farm this game. Like ahead of the Dragonite, who's actually really suffering at the moment. BKB Ags recently acquired items for the Abba. I feel like, is the Rapier, like, do you want that on the DK or the Morphling? I guess he doesn't die though. Like, that's just the thing at the moment. Like, DK's super tanky. And he's just lacking the damage at the moment, so Morphling's at threat of being killed. Yang, again, I mean, Radiant are actually at top. They've got two heroes not protecting the Abaddon. Chella's going to try and hunt the backline supports here. Yang still hasn't popped the ultimate or the BKB. They're going to try and force something up, but straight on top of the Ember. Can they chain lock him down? However, that's the question. They're still waiting for the Morphling. Hero's going to be able to pop his own BKB before the Static Storm. They will end up finding the Ember here. Now he does have a buyback available. The Outpost control is going to come through for him to try and rejoin the fight, but I think Dire, they might want to disengage. What do they? What do they still got? Actually, they got two ultimates left. They got the Arena. They got the Egg as well. There's still the Aegis onto Monkey. Still Cheese on the Ember as well. Ooh, so Somnus will get brought down there. Poking and prodding the bear in the Abaddon. It's just not working. If Chalice dies again, that Dragon Tail, where's the follow-up? Drag back. They need something coming through. Looks like Chalice will be fine. They'll protect him with the Lotus Orb as well, but they got to be careful how far they commit to this fight, however. Drag back. LG, I think you want to back off here. I don't think you're going to get anything out of that Chalice buyback. If you fight, you need to peel the fight back to this high ground where you have the ward. I think Ember needs a Linken's. This plus 2 second stun from Ori's Dragon Tail is actually just 5.25 seconds. And maybe like Pango goes like a Basher potentially next item. Maybe he might go damage if they need it. Like here, this is a hero that has a lot of flexibility. We're about to be goddamn 50 minutes into the game. We're actually about to be 50 minutes into the game. Holy crap. What's the prob? Pretty even at the moment. Okay, so we do have all outer towers now claimed, so we're not going to have to worry about that. They won't have those TP points, and Somnus is going for the Synth Ags next. He's going to buy out for the Shivas, okay. I mean, right now, you see that LGD, the Ember's putting a lot of prioritization on being able to blow up the Witch Doctor on the backline. the Maledict is actually a lot of their burst. If the fight gets drawn out long enough for that Maledict to have the full duration, the issue is that, I mean, it can't be dispelled. The BKB is annoying, of course, but the Lotus Orb won't be able to deal with it. That die have from the Phoenix. What is... Okay, so X-Nova went for the plus Supernova stun. He's got 3 points up in the egg as well. He's also closing on the 25. I hope they give him this tome. Looks like it's just wards at the moment. Just gonna tick out Yang. Do I have a very good ward in the backline here? They'll find DY. This is a big target for them to bring down. Just tries to get whatever off he can before he does end up dropping. They commit the arena for that kill, but now it looks like Ori, he's in trouble here. They'll drop the static sword for the Dragon Knight here. The E-Blade might be enough protection to keep him alive. The Lotus Orb along with the shield. Ori's going to try and turn with the BKB. Has he got enough sustain to be able to keep him alive? However, with the egg on the backline, the Rolling Thunder as well. BYW trying to create as much chaos as possible, but they don't deal with the egg. Now the Wukon's command forces them to disengage, reaching up on the hard ground, but it looks like they're going to continue the chase. Charles with the remnant now. He's got the Lotus Orb for protection. They're going to try and buy back on the Pangoli here. They can disengage. Monkey's able to set up with the illusions. Looks like the Wukongs will expire. They force out the buyback on the Pango. They will only get the Witch Doctor as long with that. Holy shit. This DK just is not dying. So Dia have some very aggressive vision at the moment. I really want to... have we got any gems still? Okay, there's a gem on Yang. And there's a gem on FY. Okay, so both teams have a gem. Dia need to try and protect this vision down here in particular. This one's a little bit harder to defend. The bottom one, they have to make sure do not die. This is so much vision for them. And they also have the bottom outpost control as well. It's going Octarine. Yeah, I don't mind the Daedalus from the Morphling. I think that Radiant were lacking the damage, so... Still, I'm actually so mind-blown they didn't actually kill Ori there. Look, just the protection coming through that Radiant have, so sustainable. Like, even, you know, Pango didn't... He went for a little bit of utility, like Spirit Vessel, Lotus Orb, but nothing like that kind of... no Pipe, no Crimson, etc. Which I wouldn't say like he'd go for it. I'm just more in regards to just bringing up how tanky that the Radiant lineup actually is. And they're going to lose that ward down bot. They're probably going to end up losing the high ground as well. Yang's going to be able to find the vision. Somnus might be able to steal this, however. Does he get the gem instead? He wants to get aggressive here. Force him back. It is a lot of damage here. PYW with the Rolling Thunder. They're going to be careful. Somnus is away from the team. Can he get anything off in the meantime? Extra even dive out. The Static Storm is available, but they're not going to be able to drop it fast enough. The Monkey King's going to end up falling. Doesn't have a buyback. Another stun. Chalice somehow gets stunned up here. They find the Rolling Thunder as well, but where's the follow-up? The Hex, Static Storm, drop. They find the Morphling as well, but there's damage coming through the arena. This way, the Sunray is enough to be able to kill him. No, he gets out. Somehow he gets out. The waveform down to the low ground. Yuri's going to be able to stay alive, and now Chalice has to be careful. He's still got the cheese to play around with. They will be able to get the die back on top of the Pangoli, but die, they have to disengage. But the glimpse back, Ori finds initial stun. DY still taking a bunch of damage here. You see the threat of Chalice out of remnants right now, so he's got to be careful. Monkey still, how long till he's got buyback? He needs the gold, won't be able to rejoin them. Where's the glimpse? It is on cooldown up in a couple seconds. Oh, I thought they were going to kill the Morphling there. These fights just so awkward. I actually don't know how Ember got stunned. It looked like he got he tried to jaunt away with the remnant, and then it looked like he got stunned with the follow through, which was a little awkward there. But right, third Roche is going to be up in a minute. 20. It feels like these last fights where we're seeing some massive team fights, but like one hero is dying. Like teams that just don't have the damage at the moment. So we actually honestly might see Tier 5 neutral items. Like, I would not be surprised. I can't see this game ending before 60 minutes. Still, the one thing I'm worried about is that Dia, like, have this team fight. Like, you have a way to be able to evaporate the Morphling. And once his BKB gets lower and lower, it's going to be very difficult for him to take engagement. I mean, it's 5 seconds now. And even FY is going for a refresh orb. Ooh, okay. Alright, so maybe a fight might end. I say it before 60, because Ori has Rapier. He also has Leveler. They have not been able to kill the Dragon Knight. Alright. The big thing is that Oh, that drops you down, huh? I didn't know that actually if you use the Illusionist Cape.
A gift from the Tempest of
Well, 5 minutes away from tier 5. Wow, I've not seen them in a very long time. Let's take a quick look while we do wait, but it feels like Radiant have just been suffocating, you know, inside the base for a long period of time. They haven't been able to get out. They are around Roche. This game does connect. What do we got? What are we feeling? I reckon it's an Ags. It is. It's an Ags. X-Nova's got his own Ags. Radiant, they're going to smoke out though. They're going to be careful. I mean, Yang is getting scouted, so they were aware of this, and Roche might fall before they get there. They don't have the greatest way to start. It's just the Pangolier, but he's got to charge up the ultimate sooner rather than later. Can they get anything out before PYW gets inside the pit? Aegis claimed on Somnus. What is PYW able to snatch? It looks like it's just a chase. Jurist pops his own BKB, but it's very early to start the fight. I think Radiant have to disengage with the BKB being on cooldown. They're going to try and chase the form. Oh, on the backline. No, Chalice. He got control. PYW will pay the price though. Now here comes the fault. They know the BKB from Eurus is on cooldown. F5 is going to try and get in range, but they deal with the first life. Ori, he's got way too much damage here. The Rapier being scouted, but now they drop the Static Storm, protects up Somnus with their own BKB. Wukong's command as well. They're going to try and deal with the Dragon. That's a lot of damage coming through with the Wukong, and they will lose the Rapier. A quick waveform fall, but now Eurus with the BKB being on cooldown. He's got the waveform charges. They're able to disengage. A buyback coming through. Looks like Charles wants to try and rejoin the fight here, but Brady, they don't have any of their buybacks themselves here. Yang has been the tanky beast for this full engagement of the whole game, but is he enough to stay in line for the full brunt of the force that Dire outputting? They'll glimpse him back further away from the Radiant lineup. It looks like Vici, they had to commit to that fight. DK does not have buyback. They will not be able to utilize the Rapier. We did not see how Ember died to start, but it looks like Chalice with the buyback. And that was the thing. They used Rolling Thunder, they used BKB on the Morphling, and LGD could continue the fight. I was getting a little worried when Somnus just got shredded by the DK, but then he was able to pop the Wukong's commands after the second life, and then the Ags with that additional ring, they could just not disengage. Monkey with Mars to be able to combo is just so devastating through team fights. And again, Dire, they don't push very fast though. Radiant have had to commit the glyph. They're going to slow this down. They might be able to get one full set and a melee potentially. The repair kit is a big issue. There's still one more charge available. See what they can do. Cheers on Yang. I actually don't know who got the Ags as well. Did Pango? No, Pango did not. Okay, Old 11's got the Ags. Blink forward, Rolling Thunder, connects onto 2, but the Coconut follow as well. They're bursting to the, oh, the egg! Can they bring it down fast enough? PYW can't right-click, he's stuck in the Rolling Thunder. So the egg from the Phoenix gonna be able to keep Somnus alive, and they'll continue the onslaught. They'll find the Witch Doctor. PYW stuck out in the southern trees as well. That's 3 dead from Vici. 2 don't have buyback. Oh, the egg from X-Nova just in time. Now it'll be 2 full sets of racks. And this might just be game, actually. Here we go. I mean, gee, you gotta be careful with that not being inside the base. The 3 cores, they're gonna have to pull off a miracle here with a blink forward to find the Ember. They're gonna be able to bring him down to start, but straight away with the Wukong's command rating, they know they can't fight into this Old 11. Nice body block. They speed push back the Dragon Knight as well. This could be enough. They're trying to trap him inside the Wukong. Do they have any more lockdown? That's the question with the Yosef, the drag back. Static Storm, Kinetic Field combo. I think they're just gonna have to let him live here. Refresher Orb, F5. He's got the mana. Whew, they hold the high ground. They actually hold. They brought down the Ember. They're going to double back potentially. They're going to be careful how aggressive they are. Yang scouts them out here. Ori, where does he go on? I think, yeah, LGD got to disengage. We will see it. Oh, yeah. Tier 5 items, baby. Let's go. I mean, I've got no idea what they do. I feel like I've only seen like 2 tier 5 games. So it's just going to be a mess. And it feels like Radiant actually won't even be able to get outside the base to get any. But it's now a 39,000 net worth lead for PSG.LGD. 88 prob. We're in for the long show here. I don't even know how that hit, honestly. Oh, wait. Huh?
Radiant are scanning.
What? Hang on. I don't remember seeing this. When did Old 11 get a rapier? What? I don't remember seeing him pick up that. Did Morphling? No, Morphling hasn't bought one. That's his own then. Because I know Radiant haven't bought another either. Okay. I mean, he does have the Ags. He's going to go Deso next as well. Alright, he's going to output a lot of damage with his Ags. This is pretty nutty, actually. Just the 3.5 seconds on the God's Rebuke flat. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, Radiant have been allowed to get outside the base here, so they need to farm fast. Try and find these neutral items. Again, I have no idea what half of them do. I know that's a pretty nutty item, but it looks like unfortunately they don't really have anyone to give the Desolator to. Oh no, I guess you give it to the Mars actually. Wait, who's holding it? They give it to the Mars, okay. Very nice, upgraded Deso. Is Radiant being able to get anything so far? They just have the Woodland Striders, which isn't the greatest. There's a lot of 60 HP regen. Oof, Jesus Christ. Alright, I mean, may as well hold it, I guess. He's moving really fast in the Pango. What else? What has Dai been able to get? So they got the X Machina. Resets the cooldown on all items. Who's holding that? That's Disruptor, okay. What's he refreshing though? I guess I feel like you want double BKB. Monkey kind of wants to... I'm glad he's holding the Leveler. Double... Okay. Oh, they dropped different as well. That was like a white glow instead of... I feel like they're golden usually, right? Have they found all their tier 4s? I think that... Yeah, they haven't. They're going to smoke instantly. So there's a quick look at them. Oh, we can't see fast enough. Yang, he could be in trouble here. Very far away from the rest of the team. Radiant, they're going to try and close the distance. Yang pops his own BKB, runs actually the LGD. Down to 5 seconds now. He's even got his own refresh orb. So Old 11's got the upgraded Deso. Ember's got the mirror shield. Can we see the rest? We can. Okay, so they didn't give it to the Monkey King. Oh, Ember's got the Trident. Okay. He's holding that one. What's the upgrade? Trident again? I know it's Kaya and... Oh, crap. Hang on. Radiant. They're going to smoke out as well. Somnus is stacking up the illusions inside the pit. They do kind of have to be careful. I mean, if they run into that pit, they're actually just going to take so much damage there. But how many Rapiers do we have? One on Eurus, one on Ori, one on Somnus, one on... Oh, we got 4 Rapiers. All right. Whew, I'm going to take a deep breath. Because I know it's about to get pretty hectic pretty soon. There's also a blink on to the Phoenix. We saw that last team fight when he was able to save the Monkey King. Oh, Apex on the Morphling. That's pretty nutty. What's the... They got the Sea Stone as well. The cast range... That's going to be pretty nice onto the Witch... onto the Abaddon. You might also... I was going to say maybe DK just for the extra range on the stun. Because it feels like DK's really been that initiation to kind of catch the Ember. And if it is Ori has started, then they're being able to chain lock someone down. But I don't disagree with this. It's more just the range of being able to... You see the massive range on the Aphotic Shield. I wonder if it also increases the range of the borrowed time, like... the distance, that range, the 600 range of Abaddon when you chuck up Miscalls. I don't think it does. I actually haven't tried that. It might potentially, that's something to throw out there, but I'll have to test that out afterwards. But even then, we're going to have a bit of a stalled game, so it looks like they will pick up their last item here. The Ex Machina. Another reset as well. Probably give it to one of the BKB targets. I think Eurus might need... Because the issue is when the BKB is on cooldown from Eurus, he's in trouble straight away. Like, he just cannot do anything. They'll pop Static Storm, and he's just dead. So the buybacks currently lacking right now for a lot of the cores here. Yang's gonna frontline. Smoke will pop, though. Looks like Old 11 still wants to walk up the high ground. They'll find Ori. He's able to get the blink forward straight on top of the Mars. Keep the bulwark and stopping all the damage coming through. But now on the background, Charles trying to deal with the Sporting DY. He's taking a lot of damage from Eurus. Has to be careful. Looks like with the BKBs, it is about to wear off. He's able to get the Jaunt to disengage. Do they want to recommit? However, the BKB's on cooldown. There goes Old 11. Only finds one. It is going to be DY. They also have a double damage rune on some as well. Lays down to Wukong's command. It's only trapping in 2, but Yang's still going to be careful as well. PYW, the rolling thunder will wear off. Actually hits the crystal, so gets a double bounce back. Will be a buyback coming up from the Witch Doctor. Died to them when they continue the fight with the Wukong's command on cooldown. Yang does have the refresher orb as well. Fly in the middle of this. Eurus just melts him through. Is able to drop the static storm, but it doesn't get a whole lot out of this. We'll have a buyback, but they're going to be careful. Dire still hanging around. Again, another very awkward fight. They might re-go again. F5 pops his refresh orb. Yeah, they want to re-go. Old 11 wants to drag this fight down to the southern, southeastern side here, where they have this observe ward. Yang still holds his own refresh orb as well. It's going to be a difficult target to be able to bring down. Pops the ultimate. DY on top of the backline here straight away. As soon as he shows, Chella's going to try and deal with the support, but he's going to be careful. BKB is going to get popped. They'll get the glimpse back. Yang pops his own refresh orb now. He should be fine. Chella's going to be careful. If they lock him down once, they might just be able to fully kill him from full to zero. Mars caught out. Old 11. It looks like he's just going to be the sacrificial ammo. Willie moving forward. Egg popped as well, but there's no protection. Static Storm controls up to the Morphling as well, but they're going to full disengage. Morphling, second Rapier now picked up as well, but here comes the fight. Vici Gaming, they're going to try and close the distance. F5 will get caught. This is going to be a dieback as well. Chels needs to do as much as he can to try and help out the disruptor here. LGD, can they get in range? Drop the Woodland Stride as F5 will still drop. The creeps are inside the base here. It is a couple of catapults. Yeah, but F5 is down, dead for 110. Morphling, he's got double Rapier. This is going to be the fourth Roche as well. They have to send back the Pango. What do they have to try and take this fight? However, they're going to go straight away with the arena. Controls up all of them. Where's the firepower? But that's the question with the Morphling. Eurus able to get the more waveform away with the big heavy pop. But does he have to do the boundless strike? It's way too much. Thomas breaks down the Morphling. They're going to be able to continue the fight on the backline. Ori flying to Phoenix. But is he survivable enough to output the rest of the damage? However, they kite the fight away from the Wukong's command. There will be a buyback coming through from the Morphling, but they don't have the outburst control. So Ori, it's just up to him and the Abaddon. But can Radiant get there in time? Here comes PYW. The creeps, they're inside the base as well. They'll get the Rolling Thunder. Can they get the bounce back as well? There's one. Ori, the stun's coming up in a couple of seconds as well. They might be able to bring down the Ember, and they can. LGD, they don't have buybacks.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh my lord. PYW finds the bounce back. Eurus just brought back as well, so they're going to be able to give him this win condition almost with the second life. He's got Ags, or he's got Cheese Refresher Shard. I can't breathe. No, I can. It's alright. Don't worry. Drink some water. The Woodland Striders look so weird. I thought it would have blocked off the Radiant's pathing at that fight mid before, but it feels like this. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like the Ember feels pretty useless this game. Like he just can't kill the Witch Doctor. Ember's gone in for this full kind of almost utility sort of build, and they have no damage on Dire. Like Radiant is so goddamn tanky, and they are just kiting the fights. Like it feels like LGD have to somehow force BKBs reset the fight, and then take an engagement where Vici Gaming are actually going to somehow fight with BKBs on cooldown. Because at the moment, like if they can only win a fight through the Wukongs. But Radiant are just doing an incredible job to be able to get out of that vicinity. So they need to somehow kite a fight where BKB's on cooldown so you can drop the Wukongs with the arena combined. Or you can, you know, the Static Storm in particular. Like maybe you get the initiation, something. They're just... It feels very difficult at the moment. I mean, all of a sudden... Whew, a 14,000 lead with Radiant being able to take the fourth Roshan. Ember? This might be difficult. PYW Rolling Thunder. Won't be able to find him. He's gonna go Mjolnir. I think this is just to deal with the side lanes. I brought up the Basher / Abyssal earlier. What talents did he go actually? Went the Rolling Thunder duration and the cooldown as well. Okay. And 20 strength. He's pretty tanky actually. He's also got Aeon Disc. I think, is he the only one with Aeon? I think maybe Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor doesn't. Dude, DY just is not. Oh, he's got the 3k HP. It's such a nuts item on supports. Like, Witch Doctor is just forcing Ember to fully commit onto the backline. Like, even though it feels like he's not getting any of the abilities off, he's doing a really good job of just wasting Somnus's time. Can they actually... Abaddon might have had phase, yeah. Look at DY. He's like, they lasted a lot longer than what I thought. All right, here we go. Dial. Walking out for the bounties. Yang's gonna tank this up here. Radiant, they're on the backhand. They don't have the Dragon Knight. Old 11's gotta be careful. He's still got his own Rapier and Satanic. We'll do a quick Rapier check. One on Eurus, one on Ori. I thought they had two on Radiant. So one is on Somnus and one's on Old 11. So we don't actually have the double. Is anyone saving up? Ember's not going for any. Monkey's going Abyssal. So Eurus is saving up for his second Rapier. But it looks like Aegis is gonna tick out here eventually. They still have not been able to go high ground. Both teams have Glyph, which is incredibly important at this stage in the game. But you see right now, they just... I'm actually intrigued on what Yang goes for. Like, do you just synth the Ags and then... like, Octarine, maybe? Oh, he's goddamn level 30. I have to imagine everyone actually is. I guess... oof, that's rough. Once I actually get the... so you went for the Supernova, I have to imagine. 27... I'm trying to see if the 30 is actually that good. It's kind of decent on the Phoenix, but even well, Morphling and DK still aren't. The Morphling's actually... I mean, you'll take it. It's pretty decent. The attack speed's actually really nice to be able to deal with the egg. That's the one play that Dai do have. If they're able to position the fights, like I still do favor Dai's lineup in a team fight. Like but the issue is that these fights have been so chaotic. Like Ember's just going straight on top of the back line and the Witch Doctor, which I feel like Chalice might have to switch this up. Do they have a Abyssal Blade yet on Radiant? There's a Silver's Edge on DK actually. I don't think they have any gems as well. Maybe they've lost. No, FI still got his gem. Okay, Yang, here we go. So Aegis still in the hands of Radiant for another 20 seconds here. There's also a DD on Morphling. Yang's taking a lot of damage here. He's got to be careful. Has to pop the ultimate. He's still got the Refresher Orb as well. Look at that HP regen. I mean, he's got 30. He's fine. They are just tickling Abaddon. He's got 3 neutral items. Also a Refresher Shard in the backpack. Yang is fully slotted out at the moment. The Abaddon, 8,300. Make it 8,500 gold in the bank. Goddamn Yang. 532 last hits. Whew. My man has played an incredible Abaddon game. 3, 8, and 27. But I think just the positioning from Yang has been pretty flawless. And now it feels like LGD, they're the ones that can't get outside the base here. Abaddon's taking all the hard farm. If they see a couple of heroes TP back, they might feel content with trying to kill Yang. Oh my lord. He's so fast. He got from there to there and... what? My dude's speedy as. And he does go Octarine, okay. Holy... dude, he moves so fast. What's the cooldown on that? 4.8 seconds? It's got a 3-second active. I actually thoroughly enjoyed watching Yang just run around in the Abaddon this game. He's not with the team though. This is actually important. Issue is that he's on the high. Yang might be able to kind of break the movements of LGD here and scout them out. Dude, look at him. They just can't do anything against the Abaddon right now. I wonder if like Silver's Edge and they're able to kill him, but Radiant, they're on the back line here trying to get in the vicinity. Is that a ward? I think they do have a ward up there. Yeah, they do. This could be a decent spot for them to take a fight. It is a choke point. They need everyone here though. Bot's getting shoved in it as well, and they've already taken a T4 tower on the backhand. Who they find? It's a Morphling! This is incredibly important. They need to heavily commit on top of the Morphling right now. Can they protect him? However, that's a question with the ability to play. Wukon's command's gonna get dropped as well. He doesn't have a buyback. And now where's the Refresher Shard? Is gonna come through. It's a big ultimate from PYW, but he's gonna get stuck in the rocks as well. They'll drag the fight away from the Wukons, but Wukon's back. Dragonite still stuck in the vicinity. And the Abaddon, he's been a key component in the Radiant lineup, but it looks like finally this game could just be over. They took a fight on the high ground. The advantageous vision finds the Morphling. The initiation from FY probably just ends this game just like that. Morphling, his buyback will be up in 3 seconds. Refresher is on cooldown. They've got Static Storm in 30. Is there any rapiers? Radiant. No, they don't have rapiers. Now Throne's exposed. Yang's gonna do the best he can here, but PYW, Rolling Thunder, can he get it off? However, Lotus Orb will be able to. Looks like Dai just kind of want to beat into the base here. The Mars still has the Reaper as well. Morphling's going to keep me up with the waveform 4, but it feels like it just doesn't have the damage down. They're going to end up turning old 11. There's so much for the God's Rebuke. PYW, the Swashbuckle, will be able to find the stun, but they just don't have the damage right now. Dai, looks like they're going to be able to take this game. It's been a grueling one at that. Yang, very difficult to bring down, I say that, but with God's Rebuke from old 11, crits him down. And now the Static Storm setup as well. Vici Gaming forced to tap out. After all this, we're going to see a 75-minute victory. PSG.LGD. Wow. $75 minutes in. 45,000 net worth lead in the end. 101 kills. This is by far the longest game I've seen in a while. I don't know what's been going on with the other regions, but goddamn, I do think I've been bringing up that I think games are going to start transitioning to the later portions with the change to the GPM and the items, but there was a stage where it felt like both teams struggled being able to get a grasp. I think Yang played a really good game on the Abaddon, even though 310 and 28. I mean, KDA is not everything. I think the way that he was able to position himself, and he ganked. So he really messed up the movements from LGD to a stage where it actually felt like I actually thought LGD weren't going to win this game in the end, because they just kept going on the Abaddon and they could not work out why they couldn't kill him. And then they started finally to leave him alone. But Abaddon was just playing so far in the front line where they were scouting out the movements from LGD like before they were able to set up and get to the support. So, but in the end, the one key thing is that they did exactly what I said. LGD, they had to take the fight on the high ground. They dropped the ward there. They all positioned up, and they didn't actually run into the choke point from Vici. It's more the fact that FY was able to find the setup onto Eurus. I mean, just beautifully done from him. Caught him out. The Eurus Static Storm was able to bring him down, and there was just no protection on Radiant to be able to keep him alive through that duration. And even though they were tanky enough, if they took a fight finally, if Vici couldn't peel the fight away from the Wukong's command, then they just weren't winning any engagements. And in the end, that's what happened in the last fight. They had to still fight on top of the Wukongs. They couldn't get out of it. And in the end, an incredible game. I hope you guys all enjoyed as well. We had a absolute thriller, 75 minutes, and in the end, LGD, they're going to be able to take the series 2-0 over Vici. But we're going to have one more series tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have the boys over on Newbie up against Invictus Gaming. That should be, starting time for that is in 5 minutes. So we're not going to have too long of a break at all. There's already 9 out of 10 people in the lobby, so don't go anywhere. Next series will be underway very shortly.